Hi, my name is Danya and today I'll be showing you how to do large knotless braids. What I do is, to start, I do a parting from the back of the ear on both sides. So if you just go over throughout and do so, and just tie up the remaining, a bit of gummy on the line. As you just get a tail comb and then try to do a straight line. So now I'm just going to section this part away and I'm going to focus on the first row. So what I'm doing now, I'm just pre-parting 3 partings. And I'm putting gel in between each just to separate it all. And then I'm grab it into 3 sections. And I braid it at least once before I start adding the hair. So, and then you just place it over here. Go under one mommy. Add another. Make sure no hairs are getting in the way as you're braiding. So that's one more. So you're just adding it on top, and because she has different colored hair compared to the actual extension, you just try to twist it away so that her natural hair color doesn't come in through. So you're just braiding, and as you start to feel that the braid is starting to get a bit thinner, you add a bit more hair. So for example here, you see her natural hair is coming, so what you do is the extension, try cover it up just like that, then continue to braid. More hair is here, so you cover it again and just try and make it as neat as possible. And then so that the hair is a bit more in place, you can just add a bit more gummy just so that any flying hairs aren't standing. So you just add another piece of hair, just twist away her hair. Even if her hair is showing like a tiny bit, it's fine. And when it starts to thin out a bit, the extension, that's when you add another one. So as you can see, this braid is longer than this one. So when you pull it out, you can still see you probably need to add one more. So what I've done is I just finished adding a bit of gummy just to hide away any flying hairs. I'm just going to add a bit more, and then hiding any natural hairs that come through as well, just tucking it towards the back. For large, you could use 2 packs or 3 packs that have 3 bundles inside, so I think that's about 9 bundles. So because I've done 3 braids, the next row is going to be 4. So I'm just going to do a middle part in, and then I'm going to do 2 on each side. Yeah, so when her natural hair is coming through, I'm just going to be tucking away towards the back so it's not showing as much. And then when there are any hairs flying, I just get a bit of gummy and just put it on top a bit, and I just repeat the same process. So that now it's also the same length. So that's one hair, and you're going under. Now on this row, there's going to be about, I think I'll say 7 braids. So what I normally do first is I get the middle braid ready first so that the remaining 3 braids on each side is equal. So I just do the middle one first just to see what size this will be, and then based on the size, I'll be doing the other 3 on each side too. Or pre-part is ready. I'm just gonna twist that and put a clip just to secure it, and then I will be doing the other 3 parts on each side. Just like this, and then braiding under. Let's make sure you move out any hairs that are in the way. And just keep braiding that. And I'm braiding that once. and then making sure you pull the end so that everything is tight in the middle. So I'm going to be adding one braid first, one hair first. You braid that in, and then you add a second, and you braid that in too, and then you get a third. Just making sure any hairs are in the way. Just grab the thirds and braid that in also, and then making sure her natural hair is hidden and just tucking it in towards the back. And you add in a bit more gummy when there are any flying hairs. Just doing that. Alright, so because you're coming to the center of the hair, which normally has more hair and it's a bit more thicker, the braids or the hairs that you're gonna have to be adding is gonna have to be a bit more thicker as well, so that the box isn't big and then the braid is small. So for this is what we're aiming for. So the braid when you start has to be a bit more thicker. So that I'll do for this row, this is the 7th, this is the 3rd row. So I've added 2 hairs already, so I'm just gonna add my 3rd because it's getting a bit thin here. So I'm just gonna be adding 1 more. And the client could just hold their braid just in case it's pulling a bit too much. So I would say I would add 5 or 6 hairs in one braid, especially because it's large, so you have to make it quite thick. Measuring the lengths between this braid and the previous one, and so you can see you're gonna have to add, say, maybe 1 or 2 more. So on this row, I'll be doing 6 braids. So what I'm doing is, first I find the center and just separate it. And I've already put gummy in the middle just to make sure that the line is straight. So now I just have to try and perfect it now. And then I'll go ahead and do the partings, which will help me braid faster and just have everything prepared. So I finished pre-parting my 6 braids on this row. So then I just put the clips just to put it on the sides, just to hold it in place. And then I just comb it through a bit. And when I'm combing it, I try to comb it so you can all meet in the middle, so that the braid isn't too low or too high. So just to be in the center. So I just get everything in. Then I separate into 3 partings, 3 sections. I'm going to be braiding under. Because the higher you go, the more hair you're going to need, so it needs to be thicker. So I'm just going to add another one now. Then hiding the hairs. I'm on the last 2 rows, so on each row I'm going to be doing 3, so in total will be 6. I've already pre-parted it and I just put clips on the sides just to keep the hairs away. Sides to meet in the middle so that I can start my braid. So after this one I have 2 more on the other side. I've finished the braids now. I've taken out the edges beforehand, so just to do it after. So what I'm going to do is add a bit of gummy on, and I'm just going to be combing the edges and applying pressure with my finger. And you can just put a bit of pressure more with the comb, just to make a bit of a sway. And then so this is the mousse I'll be using. Kind of just shake the bottle first, and then. And what we do is just kind of spread it around underneath the braids. So now that I've applied the mousse, I'm just gonna blow dry it just to get rid of the foam. And that's it.